Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on a program, on an application to help you manage your finances over the medium to long term, I guess you'd say. And lately we've been trying to work with SwiftData and try and get persistence. We touched on it last week. We got person working, which is pretty easy, but we've really been struggling this week to try and get our plans and possibilities and all the associated objects and structs and so on persisted, to the point where I'm going to make a command decision. So I look at it like this quote: we did this not because it is easy, but because we thought it would be easy. Every time we turn around, it seemed like we ran into something that wasn't as easy as it should be. Now, I don't think it's the easiest problem to do a recursive structure, and we're also using SwiftData as relatively immature. We found a couple places where we had to kind of work around SwiftData bugs. We weren't sure if we did it right and all that. So I'm making that command decision. That's why I get the big bucks. All right. So our original plan was try list instead of outline group and see if we can avoid this need for a plan question mark, because one of the problems SwiftData has is around optionals. And the outline group requires that children be optional. So there's kind of a conflict there. Now, I don't necessarily object to using list if it works. I don't really need, like, outline group likes to leave things closed, and I think we could just leave everything open but let you scroll. And list would probably be fine for that. It doesn't bother me to explore changing to list, but having to do it to avoid this and not knowing if that's going to go anywhere and all that stuff, I'd rather say, we can switch to JSON files and use that for persistence. I don't think it's going to take longer than today, whereas we spent, basically all this week, 3 sessions this week, which is kind of a day of real-time work, I guess you'd say, but without anything to really show for it. And plus, we spent a day or so last week on person, maybe 2 days by the time we did a lot of restructuring because SwiftData would need that restructuring. So I guess I would charge that against them too. So we've basically spent more than one of our weeks on that. I mean, our week is only 10 hours, so it's not, it's not like we spent months, but okay. So with that, I'm not gonna explore digging through the queries and all that anymore. I mean, I appreciate the help along the way trying to figure out how to make this work, but it's supposed to be easier and it isn't easier. So at least for what we're doing. So off it goes. All right, let me take this flag up before I forget to do that. And that's on here. Let's remove that. Now, IDE prefer log streaming. I wonder what that means. Sometimes I get a note about logging, and not anymore. Okay. Or not now. All right. Let's stop this app. Oops. Okay. So stop the app, and then let's revert all this stuff. I guess those two can stay. Yeah. I think any of this stuff. We checked in once. Okay. But to do this stuff, we had basically destroyed practically every preview, commented out for now, and it's all that kind of, I don't know, some people call it a spike and stabilize approach, that you kind of explore a little area, and then once you know what you're doing, you kind of go back in and shore it up with the tests and refactoring and so on you would have done in the first place if you'd known. All right, so but we do have remnants. We did check in at least once, maybe a few times, I'm not sure. So I think I'd like to try and kind of do it forward rather than back up everything. If it fails, we can go back to that tag we made the other day and do that. But let's start stripping out SwiftData. Okay, and then content view. Well, we got that demo container. Oh, query filter. Maybe I'm wrong. What useful do we have? Maybe I should just take our tag and run with that. Because I know our Fiume app. Oops. He needs something else. Let's take that out. Yeah, maybe this is also going in a bad direction. The reason we made that tag was so we could get back there. Now, I don't know. I don't like to lose this. All right, let me save this somewhere. All right, what's going on here? I can hear backups trying to run. Let's skip that. Not sure what's up there. Where are we? In a good place? Yeah. Okay. Let's just copy. If you made a key to a squiggle. Okay. And then I'm going to revert these. I'm going to go back to a tag. Pre-persistence. Now, I don't know. I always, hey, Dan, welcome. And welcome, Mudtruck. I didn't say that. Gosh, I always screw this up. Right, if I switch to this, it gets me in detached head. Oh. I'm not sure Dan had tried to. It objects on the basis of race, ethnicity, or religion. Not quite sure how that came in. All right, now if I switch to this and start moving, do I get a detached head? I always mess that up. That's the tag. Let's look at the main branch. So check out the tag and then do a hard reset. Is that what you're thinking? Okay, so let me. All right, let's make sure get status is right. Good. Okay, so we'll check this out. It's not hard, but I always have to look it up, and it's like 2 or 3 commands, and it's just like little brain here for this stuff. All right, so now it should show us on the okay, we are head detached. But do you think if I just do a hard reset? No. Well, we'll try this. There's no harm. Okay, head is now at EF69116. Okay, talked me through it. All right, add months, advanced years. Yeah, that's the last one we had. Okay, so let's let's go to do. I guess that could be it. 22. Yeah, that's a few days ago. Okay. All right, and it's opened it up in here. So now let's push these, put these back. Squiggle slash Fiume dot key dot. Okay, so Fiume and to do. Well, I guess I can't tell because everything's synced up to there, but I can tell in here. Okay, yeah. All right, so I should be able to commit this. Restore pre-persistence tag update to do to latest to do and keynote. Good enough. Okay. Let's just take one more peek, make sure we're head detached. Okay. Do I have a note on this? Okay, yes I do. All right. When you have detached head, check out branch. Branch attempt, get check out main. Get merge temp. Conflict in Fiume2do.text. Is it commit? Oh, do that over here. I don't know why that got unset up. And delete that branch. Okay. Check. Oh, rebase first. Okay, let's see if everything looks good. I think so. Okay. I think we're there. I mean, it's not so many steps, but it's just like maybe I'm just resistant. I definitely don't use fancy features in source code control systems very often. I generally don't do branches except in very rare things. I have had to do situations where you're branching for, like, you've released something, you have a support branch, you officially have to support it. But I feel stronger about things if you can just fall forward, and not need the branches. But yeah. So let's see. No, we did have a little bit of, this is after we reworked plan, and you can see there's still some SwiftData stuff in here, but it's very, very minimal because we were going back and forth at the time. I don't think we did anything down here. I'll leave the codables because we'll need that if we're doing JSON files. Oh, now this. So I think we moved these down from the parent. Okay. This is all database based. That's, okay, we don't need demo container. I guess we'll leave things in their state. Yeah, now this is, yeah, I mean, it it does and it doesn't. You know, it's like if you, the way I normally work is, you know, just forward to forward to forward to forward. And once in a blue moon, I have to, you know, go backwards for something. No, I'm not in a big team, you know, so I should have it a little easier. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I get by when I'm working with a team and have to learn enough to do what I do with them. But yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's there. Some of it seems a little over complex to me, but you know, that's that's true for lots of stuff. All right. Okay, plan's a problem. Where's my app? I keep losing that. Are you okay? So we had the plan stuff as state there, and now it's we moved it into content view. We don't need a model context anymore. I think maybe this just needs to be, is that going to work for us? All right. I'll leave the chart stuff for now. We'll put it back if everything comes together. Okay. SwiftData. Bindable. Okay, that should still be okay, I think. Now, we know there's some issue around binding and bindable that we may have run into. Plan. Right. Model context insert. Yeah. But we'll go back to parent.append. There is no model context. We still have two errors. Binding parent of plan. So why are you not? I guess that is a binding, so remove this. Binding, same thing. Okay. Use wrapper. This back and forth. Okay, we don't need model containers. Why am I skeptical? It doesn't like either one. Okay, let's clean this out. Try from scratch. Cannot convert value $plan of type binding of plan to expected type wrapper. Well, that makes sense to me. This is a binding, and I just passed the binding. But now he's saying the opposite. And I just don't trust Xcode. Let's create stream view with the plan. I don't think any of those, right? They're all bindings. You think I would just pass the binding? What is this? Add plan view and create stream view. Okay. Well, I don't know. I felt like we had some things we liked in this, and I don't want to go back again too far. Maybe I can just let's just pull up GitHub. Okay, what are you at? Well, that kind of works. No, it was view. All right, so what are we comparing? Why are you so far away? Create stream view has the binding parent. Parent is new. I think it used to say plan, I guess. Is this create stream? At binding bar plan of plan. All right, and then his caller was. Because add plan view. So he has a binding to it. we have plan as state somewhere? Well, yes. I have it in content view, but I mean, we definitely moved it. It was originally in the app, but let's see how it gets passed. Okay, plans is plans. Sections of plan. Well, we're losing something there, right? That should probably be a binding, because we certainly intend to change it. All right, what's going on? Oh, it's a Swift. No. Bindable. Foundation is where binding is, isn't it? Bindable. What's he doing with them? Well, maybe he doesn't change them. It really is up here. We did change all these to bindable, but there was some issue with that. I'm sorry. He's a binding. Yeah. Cannot convert value of plan. Excuse me. Now it seems to be running in spite of this spurious message. Okay. What we'll get. All right. We have an initialization problem. We did that here, but that was for the persistence. But maybe that's okay. We'll take the persistence out, but If plans is empty, let's say plans dot append this 1212. Okay. Okay. All right. Good sign. Okay, we're rich. Okay, and that's good. All right, and let's add a group. A bundle. Okay, I think the basics seem to be there. Do we get new possibilities with plans when the plans change? Let's see. I'm not sure at this point. It used to be they were owned by the parent app. Now they're owned here. But I think it doesn't matter because you use this to show that. Well, no, it's got to get edited. I'm not sure. I guess that comes into what the observability stuff does. But I would say we should, right? I mean, and it must be doing something because it's showing us new stuff. So I think it hangs together. All right. I'm going to commit this. So get system compiling and running again. No charts yet. Okay. And all right. And I think if we put the charts back in, now, interestingly, I think charts don't have access to possibilities. And what we did down here is just make a new one. Is that doable? Possibilities, net worth. Possibilities dot range. Well, that seems like it. I don't know if that belongs here. I mean, this is, it's really a function of the closed range, well, of start month. All right, let's, Okay, so I guess the change is possibilities is a new thing. Yeah, the chart needs them, but I think where I was trying to go was to say if this thing owns the plans, the possibilities are purely a function of that, and that's state, so we expect it to be updated as it adds things and stuff. So I'm gonna change this to that. Now this, it seems silly to ask possibilities for that when month year could calculate it for us. But I think to get it moved forward, I'll do this. I'll just accept, even though it's a little crazy to keep it in there 3 times. Okay. My goal is to get it back to a state where it shows the charts, and the fact that it's got redundant calculations will make that a refactoring once we get things right. Can you create possibilities at the top of the view? Okay. Right. So maybe this on is not the way to go. Let's just put this in. I think it may have been in there before. State plans equals. Okay. And this going away. All right. And that's because the chart's going for data before we appeared. Can you create possibilities at the top of the view body? I don't think so. I mean, you can do a bunch of stuff and then say return navigation stack, whatever. But I think to say like possibilities is very lightweight, right? It's not allocating giant amounts of stuff. It's just taking the month, year, and this and the list of stuff from somebody else. So I am almost to the point. I mean, I don't think this thing's really pulling its weight very well. Like this should come out. I'm not even sure we decided we were using this or not. And then the rest is just like is really just getting to scenarios. I don't think anybody calls scenarios except net worth here. Maybe tests. Yeah. But yeah, I'm a little skeptical that it's doing enough. Okay, but I think we're running. Let's push something in. Make sure this does. Okay, so because we don't have persistence, so if it started up and brought in the right finances thing, that's a good thing. Okay, cool. All right, so bring back charts. Go ahead and push. Okay. In a way, I think it's an improvement to, well, this extra layer is not an improvement, but this thing of creating it just on the fly as it's needed as a function of its contents is pretty good, I think. Let's. All right, I don't want to get too buried in improving, but I think this is somewhat obnoxious. So dot range, right. So I would say this function should be on start month, which is a month year. So let's refactor. Okay. Range number of months is self to self dot advanced by number of months minus 1. Okay. Hope that's an old complaint. All right. And then in possibilities, let's defer to that computation. Start month dot range number of months. Return that. Okay, we haven't run the unit tests yet, so this will be a chance. Extract charges as subview and pass the possibilities. Yes, true. But I kind of think, I don't think possibilities owns the range per se. I mean, I really could see a little slider out here that says, how many months do you want to look at? Yeah, it's actually 3 times. We had it somewhere else in there too. All right, so it's going to run tests. And content view does have a reference to start years. So, oh. Okay, start date. Yeah, there it is. Oh, full build. I really want to be doing file writing in the next few minutes here. And I'm sure most tests will pass. I don't know about all tests. Okay, there you go. Backing data. Okay, this is observable. No. Person. Oh yeah, we got to take all that out there. Then now, were these observable before? I think he must have been model. He's very minimal. He almost could be a struct. Oh yeah, okay. Well, now this should be, I think this should be back in the app. People of person. Okay, so how does it get down to people view, right? Content view calls that. Okay, he can pass that. Observable. Have I got any app models in here? Good. Okay, so somebody's dropping the ball. Okay, so unwrapped values conforms to observable. And then where's person? People view. Must conform to observable. I just think he hasn't built. Age select. Okay. Yeah, I don't know that it does. I don't know if we can see again, go to GitHub and see what it was like a week ago. Person. Okay, history. Content views people. Persons are stored in people, and that's a state var. Yes. So I'm sorry. So we think this should be just people. Well, this stuff is crap. Sorry, let's go get it from the top. We have a button showing people toggle, and presented is people view. He needs people. Must be an object that conforms to observable. I thought we addressed that. Okay, let's clear. So people view. Well, that's gonna not work. Okay, age selector does not need a binding to it. It just needs the value, I think. All right, here I am mucking up all these again. So this age selector doesn't edit them, but the other place does. So who calls age selector? Oh. I don't know, I'm kind of working both ends against the middle here. Age selector called by date specifier. Okay. Age selector needs people. Okay. Wow, everybody does. I don't think we had people popping through everywhere before. Now this, I'm not sure what this all is either. Oh, I guess that's just a default. Okay. Not sure that makes sense, but oh man. I wonder if I should have just gone back a few more days. Okay, so container contains people. I don't know if this is one that maybe should just be in the environment, but we just need the list of people so we can select their ages. So that seems okay. Maybe I should search for the view. Okay, that's more probable. Okay, now this is create stream. Why would he know the people? Okay, let's do the environment thing. We've got the variable up here. Okay. My 3 o'clock deadline is starting to whoosh a little bit. Okay. Fiume app, wherever that got to, has the people. And I think it's safe to say that should start out empty as well. Okay, and so I think he should say dot environment of object is people. Is that what we do? We had an environment object, but I think now you can just say environment. It's more of a observable thing, I think. Okay, but that should let us pull out people here. Like that. Okay, and then he doesn't need to get the people. Consider, is it? Is it people.self? No. Key path. No, it's gotten more fancy with observable object. Use existing flow like environment. Library.self. Well, we did have a people object before. Yeah, so this is what I'm thinking of. So it's, I think, I don't want to spend all day going backwards. I mean, but all right, can I keep closing my GitHub? I guess I'm very optimistic. Okay. And that's what we had at some point. And person was a struct. Okay, that does make sense. Okay, person should be a struct. Okay, and then Fiume app should have people is people. Okay. Environment people. Now age selector should be able to do that. Okay, now somebody's going to iterate. Yeah, people. I think that can be done better. Up here. Okay, and so now date specifier view does not need people. That's coming from the environment. Okay, and then who called date spec view? Right, okay, let's try build. Bindable var person in content view. I think we just took that out. Okay. Sorry, content view calls show people view. It's people view. Model context now. Try for unit tests again. Sorry, I lost your comments again. Okay, sorry, I missed several statements. Yeah. people when you, yeah, okay. Yeah, we're getting closer. Still, okay, that's probably views that aren't correct anymore. I like how this number keeps increasing every time it gets progress. Oh, I should have said I'm going to be off next week. I'll be at a music festival, the kind where you take classes. But I'll be back, whatever, July 1st, I guess that is. I know I have about a couple more weeks during the summer. Okay, let's look for model contacts. Make sure we got all those. People. Possibilities. Lots of things are okay. Definitely things that aren't. Planksty. Okay. We have some work to do there. Index out of range. Okay, I mean that sounds plausible. Let's build our way towards it. Yeah, you're right. It does bug me. Okay, so very first thing, section 0. All right, let's print sections. Okay, sure. So plans, plan. Sections equals plans, but didn't our test put something in there? Plans is empty plans. Add stream. I guess let's check what possibilities it's doing there. Add stream, section sub 0. Sections equals plans. Okay, so we take possibilities, we make an empty plan. It could be, but I thought they were making their own plan. So we got a plan. Sorry, array plan. So he has an empty array of plans and it does section 0.append. Okay, that's definitely not right. Maybe we did move that out. Yeah. All right, let's. But then sod. Yeah, let's add that thing in. I guess content view. think that'll hurt anything. It's certainly closer to what we do in production, so in that sense, it's a good choice. All right, let's try these again. Good. Okay. Now working. Previews still in shambles. All right. And sorry, let's just look for blanks D. All right. So I think I know the previews are still a mess, and I'm just going to leave them for now. If, as we're doing our testing, we find out we should do differently, then, I mean, if we needed something to help us test it, because some of the IO stuff is going to be manually tested, I guess, is my point. I'm going to fix this in content view. Just one last thing here. Okay, so this is possibilities, whatever dot range number of months. So let's just do start date dot range number of months. And start date. Yeah, we'll come back to that one. Well, maybe I can get this much done. We'll do a real one. Okay. Okay, well, I thought we were going to finish last week when we started switching over to SwiftData. I thought we were going to finish that so quickly we would have time to do some editing work, make our tree editable. That has proven false. Okay, so my estimate of 3, and we're getting 315, is not as bad. Okay, I think we are back to something. no views, but I think otherwise we're kind of back where we were. Sorry, I keep finding one more refactoring, but I don't think anybody else is using that anymore. Okay, a few tests. Not that. Okay. No, we'll leave it for now. Okay. In spite of all that, we want to do, basically we want to do file IO and Swift. And so I did a bunch of looking up on that and ended up at hacking with Swift for the whole time. But I think this is the basic structure. Well, this is the reading, or is it? I guess this is the data to be created to write. So create your data somehow, find the path, attempt to write, and then they're doing a read and they're checking. Okay. Now, let's see. Codable cheat sheet. I think for the most part, well, for our structs, we've already labeled a lot of things codable. I guess person isn't yet, but we don't need any of this key name stuff because we're going to choose the key names to match the JSON, and that's going to be okay. We don't worry about dates because we just use our month year, which looks like 2 ints as far as that's concerned. Okay. So I think we're kind of, hierarchical data. That's the one that's going to be a problem. Nothing per se that's bad. And I don't know if we need any of this stuff with that or not. I think this is moving between hierarchical data and that. Yeah. No, the problem I'm seeing is in plan. Now, we added parent so that we could distinguish, because we were throwing all the plans into the table for the database, and we wanted to distinguish which nodes are really top level nodes. They have a nil for parent. But if we try and write out a plan, that's in the middle of the tree, well, step one, write a bunch of stuff, and then before you finish, write your parent. Well, your parent has to write you again. Well, before you finish, write your parent. So this is not going to work. But I think the good news is I don't think anything really uses parent at this point. That's some tests. Let's find selected symbol. A plan, create stream view, adds the parent. Yeah, I think we can eliminate that. We'll need it when we go to editing, but it's just going to make trouble for us now. And I think what we'll do is we'll write parent.id instead. Eric, welcome. Well, we just finished ripping out everything doing SwiftData, and we're going to take a go just using codable stuff and writing a JSON file out. So we're just getting rid of these remnants of parent because we can't write a recursive parent in the structure. So, and we don't need it for anything now. We used it in the the database stuff. Okay, so we'll just clean out a little bit. Was that it? And there. Whoops. Oh, now this one, I think parent is really the name. Yeah, so that's where the stuff is getting written, but we don't do this. Right. Okay. Let's see. So test should still pass. So I think what we'll end up with when we do editing is we'll have that parent, but we'll have it as the ID, and then we'll have to find the parent in our tree and do it. I think our trees are not going to be thousands of things or millions of things. They're going to be a few dozen maybe. So there's no reason not to just go up to the top of the tree and start walking down until you find one with children, with the ones you want. You don't even really need the parent if you're willing to look inside the children list. So, okay, so remove now unused parent field in plan. Okay, and I was just saying I've pulled a bunch of stuff on how do you write JSON in. Right, JSON needs input. Okay, I don't know if I have a write example. Loading, duplicate. That's a read. So somebody's. Yeah. I'm hoping we don't have to go to that much trouble. Okay. Okay, I think we're okay because we're writing an array that will be empty eventually. Okay, yeah, keeping it simple. We had hoped SwiftData would be that, but it wasn't. Okay, so we have codable. Writing data. Now, is data just writes codable, and so I wonder if we can do that. All right, well, let's start with people again. People. Well, okay, so he's observable class people. All right, and we switched person to back to a struct. Okay, so I think I don't even think I do anything for that. Okay, so now I don't know the separation. I mean, can I just declare the class codable and it does it? Oh, I'll build that first and then I'll try this. I guess it built. Okay, now do I add codable here? I don't know if I have to do work on classes. Immutable property will not be decoded because it is declared with an initial value that cannot be overridden. Oh, I think I have to add inits. Is it even just that? Immutable property will not be decoded because it is declared with an initial value which cannot be overridden. Axio, welcome. No need to initialize. Why is this triggering this error then, do you think? See if that removes it, I guess, and then we'll simplify. Is that okay? Declared with an initial value that cannot be overwritten. That doesn't seem to be true anymore. Yeah, I remember model saying something about needing constructors for everything, even if you wouldn't otherwise. Okay, I guess that's okay. All right, and then let's pull these over. Content view. Okay, so all right, this appeared to no longer be necessary. All right, so I guess we're going to do the equivalent of this, right? We're just gonna put the codable in, which will be our people object, and all right, let's kind of back in this spiky mode, I guess. We're going to make a new button. Well, this kind of goes away. We don't have access to that field now. Okay, this says do one write at a time, and this encrypts it. All right. these. Okay, but people. Seems a pity to pull it in here, but people conform to sequence. Huh. Something we wish we had done anyway. Okay. Type some iterated protocol.element and you went 8. I gotta do this stuff, yeah. I'll just take it. Forgot about that encoder. Okay, we don't care about the date strategy. Let JSON date equals encoder of people. Now I thought that and it's kind of what we did here, right? Data with this at UTF-8. String.element character, and you went 8. I'm trying to write my data as JSON. So I guess convert to JSON. Can tell I'm an amateur at it, huh? Okay. So encode people gives me JSON data. Oh, they're just doing that to. Am I going the wrong way there? And this is okay. Okay, so we should get a directory in our printout. Okay. Is that the right one? No. All right, I should have that now. Okay. Well, I don't know what observation register is, but people. Huh. I mean, obviously, dollar observation register is put in there by our at observation stuff. I don't know if I can make this go or not. All right, but our list was empty. All right, let's run it again. Only we're going to add somebody to the list. Alpha. Okay. Okay, well, that's all looking promising. We still have the observation registrar. So that's the hash map of the thing. Okay. Yeah, I assume it. Oh, you think it was? I assume it was observation that put it in, but there shouldn't be any harm in it being on the file. Whether it screws us up reading it back in, I don't know. I really want to be lazy and just say write the object, read the object. Don't involve me in it. You know, if everything's codable, right? It should all be there. It's kind of too bad that has to be there. Birth 099. Okay, that's all right. Okay, so that's good in a sense. I mean, that's a first cut at that. And it needs it certainly needs some work in terms of making making sure it's catching all the errors and doing the right thing about it and so on. Just a print is probably not enough. Okay, so well, let's just add another button. Yeah, it did. Well, I'm sorry. It this JSON encoder takes codable and does all that, because we didn't have to specify the keys and all that stuff. Now, I don't know what happens when we try and read it back with underscores. And I mean, like, are we going to screw things up because these observers can't be saved or something? I don't know. All right, but let's. All right, actually. Okay, that part could be added back to people. I'm not sure where to put it, because the people thing, people and person and plan and all that, they're very model objects, and so I don't want them burdened with a bunch of IO related things. It's sort of bad in a way that I'm making them codable there. I might be able to move that out, but I wonder if I could just make a whole separate file that's the IO file, and it says, okay, make these objects codable. Here's how you write, here's how you read, and go from there. Yeah, I mean, I think moving it somewhere is the right thing. Whether it's to people, I don't know that I want to do that. But okay, let's take a break first. We're going to add a open, or maybe it's, I don't know, revert. I don't know. We'll figure out. We'll add the next button that reads that thing, and hopefully can repopulate our people objects. All right, let's take 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll come back and see that. All right, welcome back. Okay, let's take this. I think the structure is similar enough. And we have work to do refactoring, and I think open is the better name. I'm not sure we'll need to expose those, but they'll get us going. Okay, so now we're going the other way. And it looks like we just have to do, oh, that's to get a string. Project date, we looked at how to decode from our back bundle. Well, that gets the string, but it doesn't. Okay. Doesn't parse it. Okay, we're not going to need an encoder. I guess that'll be a little helpful. Let's say, okay, read the URL, and then we got to do some parsing. Well, we're not reading from the bar. Oh, just data. Oh, data has its own contents. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely going to need the same stuff. I think it'll just be generic over that type. But how do I store it? I guess I can't just do this with environment. I'm going to have to do a bindable. Dollar people. Why is, oh, um, can't, can't just save that, huh? I need to clear it out initially, maybe, but if he's got the people, can I say people dot add $0? Don't include vertical white space. I don't know what you're talking about. No, this one. No errors are thrown. Okay, they're all guard else's. Okay. Welcome to well, making people a state work. Yeah, it's already state. Let me get back to where. Yeah, in the app. Whoop. Yeah, we're putting it in here. But it didn't say I could get the binding in the environment, and that doesn't sound right to me. But I don't know. All right, so if I do open, well, if I do people right now, it's empty. If I do open, I would really love to see a person in there. Hey, okay. That sounds promising. Okay, this is like the amount of work I wanted SwiftData to be. All right. Making it state work. Okay, now I don't know if plan is made quite as simple because of the way we pass it around, but content view owns plans. Right. Let's check this in. Okay, so make person be saved and restored using Codable. A lot of boilerplate, not as productive. I don't know. I sound like I'm a Kotlin mega fan, but the team I worked with that was using Kotlin, we definitely felt the benefit from it. It was a lot more succinct. Java's done stuff to make itself a little better. I mean, like records, kind of build in the basic hashable and all that, and then even just getting that var keyword a few years ago. You used to have, let this of some type equal that of this of that same type and mention the type name 3 or 4 times, now you can use var, but I don't know, it definitely suffers from some. I mean, my friend Tim Ottinger will tell you, like, typing is not the bottleneck. Yeah, Jitterted's cool. He's doing good. And you have a lot of libraries and stuff like that, that's the real benefit there. All right. So I think our goal then is next to do the same button for plans. Oh, there is a flaw here. Let me do that. If we open and then look at our people, yeah, okay. So I really should clear that out before I bring it back in. But I think we're still in kind of the not stabilized portion of spike and stabilize. All right. Well, to Mudshark's point, already this is annoying. So it needs the object as a type. It needs the directory to save to. The rest of this is local. Okay, so let's pull this up. So this is my, this is sort of, there's a refactoring in IntelliJ that's like extract parameterized thing, and we don't have that here. So I'm going to do it the kind of struggly way. Okay, you're not going to help. Okay, so let's say var people in equals people. Okay. And let's try again. Nope. All right, so we'll use people in and file name. And then hopefully I can extract this. Oh, it did. Good. Save. Well, let me try that again. Let's move this up. All right, we want to save the body without that stuff in it. Okay, so you see why we're doing that. We're forcing those to be parameters now. This is save. Okay. Now, okay, I'll trust that automatic refactoring, but I want to save a code. Well, let's just say save T. And this is T. Is that okay? Instance method requires T convert to encodable. I don't think I just say where T encodable. I think I can do it inline. Okay. Right. So now we've decoupled it from the type, and let's make this encodable. And I don't know, I think sometimes the argument order would be better. Things that are more constant kind of go into the front. Not that we curry a lot of functions here or anything, but all right. And now this has them in the wrong order. Oh, yeah, right. Because I double loaded it. It's like that. Okay. Does Java work on iPhone? I don't think so. They've been pretty strict on that stuff, but I may be wrong. All right, and then I'm going to inline these back in. All right, an awful lot of work for what that was. Oh, my app work on iPhone. I believe it will, other than the fact that, you have this little graph that's about 2 or 3 inches square. I won't restrict you. And I was surprised. My brother is my customer, and he normally would use his iPad, but he was just sitting around and it popped in his phone. And the first version we shipped him did work on iPhone, and I'd flip the flag off because, like, who would use an iPhone for something like that? But all right. Okay, so this save, that's pretty darn good. And that's the function that we're going to move to the IO package or IO.swift or something. All right, let's do the same thing for open. All right, again, we got the file name. See if I can pick it up. Oh, come on. All right. Okay. Now, this, okay, that's going to have to be, what is decoder taking? Type of t.type, where t is decodable. Okay. And this we'll call type. Okay. What else? Well, loaded. I guess loaded is what comes back. Okay, so let's try and extract a method. Not going to happen. Okay. And again, I'll drop back into manual refactoring. All right, copy this. Make a function. Okay, so T, type of expression is ambiguous without a type annotation. I guess this is type. And then we'll return loaded. Okay. Any other tweaking? Load type from data. Let's try that way. Okay. It's the file name, right? Okay, so that's open. Okay, inline this again. Okay. I think that's there. All right. A little refactoring. Okay, so we are should start out empty again. Oh, my editor's losing it. Okay, so people's empty, good. I'll open and look at people. All right. And then if we add one, Sam, okay, and do a save and rerun. Okay, so now people should be empty and open, and people should have two. Good. Okay. We extracted open and save methods. Okay, so let's try and replicate this. We need plan. Now, content view owns plans. Okay. We don't really use the fact that this is an array really very much. I don't know if I can get by with saving. All right, let's try a save first. Okay, we're gonna save, and this goes in the documents directory, which nobody really looks at for a given thing. So I don't mind two separate files. Plans. Okay. Now you should complain, I don't know how to do an array. Plan conform to encodable. Okay, so let's go to plan. All right, now I think we just made it codable. I'm surprised he's not complaining. Okay, and then open. It doesn't have to be. We tried it briefly, changing it to a struct, and there was some updating issue or something. I mean, in the longer run, I think it might be a good choice. And well, I don't know what'll happen with our persistence on that, but I'm not sure it makes, well, we won't have the observable overhead on it, so maybe that would help. All right, cannot convert value of string to expected type void action. This with plan.self. That seems like it can't be right. I mean, it's really like array of plan, right? And we'll just print them. They won't mean anything. Did we? If we did, I put it back in the process somewhere, but I don't think we did. I think that was NAT model in SwiftData. So still a class. I'm not sure Well, I'm not sure what would happen if this were a struct. Yeah, I don't know. We may. And it's funny because we could call that possibilities, right? Because it's the thing that holds that list of plans. But right now he just does nothing to speak of with it. Well, he does add to those plans, but I'm not sure this is production code. I think tests do this more than real code. If they do, I don't know whether we could move away from that. We've accumulated quite a bit of debt on this stuff at this point. All right, but let's see if this thing works. Are we still printing that directory? I think we are. Open and save. Yes. Okay, I'm going to move this up just for no good reason. All right, it's not really relevant to the body of it. Let's just get it out of the way. All right, so now this... Yeah, do we need a plans class? I'm surprised it didn't complain about me writing array of something, but it hasn't run yet either. All right, so let's just add, well, we'll start with one simple salary. Make it a good one. Okay. So we should have that in here. Let's add another one just to see what happens here. Our expenses, let's make that 10. Okay. Create. Okay, now save may blow up or the file may be bad. Let's see which. This is still 722F3 CD4. Oh, that's not quite relevant. No, it's different. Okay. Take this. Actually, it doesn't have any spaces, does it? All right, should be 2 files. More plans.saved. And I think I have JQ on here. Yeah, it's almost unreadable. It's so pretty. Well, with this behind it. Okay, so we got our top level thing, my finances. He's got children. He's got salary. Boy, blue on, that's really obnoxious. All right, but he's got a salary. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 salary and ID. I don't know what this type. Oh, is just the enum stream, and yeah, unchanged, doesn't have a lot in it. Okay, and our expense negative. Wow, that's kind of good. Okay, so if this thing has name, type, and children. He's an AND node. Okay, and so he really is the only node. Okay, so let's see if we can open. I'm surprised how nice that is. All right. Okay, so plans. Oh, I said open. Okay. And print them. We haven't clicked open yet. Okay, well, again, it may blow up. Yeah. Did not crash. And it printed our plans. It's an array plan. Okay, that didn't work so well, but now we can say, well, what's plans is this thing. Okay, so let's call this new plans. New plans. No point printing it. Okay. Plans dot clear, remove all. Plans dot append new plans. Okay. Oops. Append contents of. And why, not clear why I need contents of there. Let's check the type. Oh, okay. Let's make that new plan sub 0 for now. Okay, and in a long tradition, let's do VI plans. Right. Did I say run? Okay. Let me just do that again. Okay, so I should be able to open, and this should turn into new finances. Okay. That's a good sign. Let's see if it's got the stuff in it. All right. We definitely have not tried every combination of every possible thing, but I think we're looking pretty good. Okay. So, well, let's start recording where we are because okay, so we are trying to do that. Excuse me. Okay, so we spent a lot of time doing this. Remove all traces of Swift data. It was just too hard to work with. Okay, then we're doing this stuff for person and plan. Yeah, it's way faster. It's even, yeah. I mean, admittedly, it's not as, well, it's not as incremental, right, in the result. Theoretically, this only happens when you click open or read, or I mean, save. Whereas the database would update as it went. I mean, that was fine, but in reality, I'm not sure it matters. This does seem to work. That's worth something. Okay, listens to the outline group. That's not there. I mean, we may do that, but oh, I guess another thing we did was we removed Plan.parent. Okay. May need it later for editing. Okay. Seems not to update possibilities. I think, well, let's say should plan be a struct. Okay, I think we're figuring this out. I mean, this is really promising for what, hour and a half we've put on this part. Well, we need to refactor IO out of content view and elsewhere maybe. Okay. Better error handling on IO. Okay. Try lists. Yeah, that's useful. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to look at that. Fix all these previews. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We got to make a decision. Is IO a manual step? Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's true. Save incrementally. All right. So then I guess then we would say whenever you edit, we will save it. And then when you start the app, we'll just load whatever's there. And if there isn't one, we'll make one up. App startup and close. I don't think we have to do anything for close with that scheme. But yeah, so that scheme is save after each change, only read file at open. Okay. And then I don't know if I guess I'm wondering if we need some sort of backup on that, but maybe not. I mean, it does that atomic, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think this stuff should be pretty certainly before that. I think refactoring would be a good idea. We've gotten a little deep. The extract was good, I think, but all right. Yeah. I mean, some of these things are not really persistence anymore. These are more like app design. And I'm not sure. I mean, I think this is probably something we should do fairly quickly. Like maybe even now. Well, it's the end of the day, but not next week, but the week after when I'm back. July 1st, we'll start with this because I think we have a minimally functional version of this, and lacking previews will get in our way as we develop more. And also it's just debt. You know, we said we're trying to push through and get the persistence going like this now. All right. Well, that gives us plenty to do when I'm back. I think we can. Yeah, I think maybe this notion of saving incrementally and then reading file at open kind of puts it in the ballpark of just useful without thinking about it. You know, it doesn't become the user's issue. We don't have to worry about tracking changes and can you save or can you open when you've got changes not there and all that stuff. So that's good. All right. Well, I'm so glad we got this far today. It's taken a lot of time to get there, unfortunately, but that's okay. I mean, I guess I'm glad to know SwiftData is not ready for prime time, even in this relatively simple app for me anyway. Now, maybe, recursive trees and stuff like that aren't very common. And, for simpler things, it probably maybe is okay. I don't know. But I'm glad to know that. I'm glad fixing it turned out all right. Okay, well, thank you all so much for coming in this week. It's been great to have everybody here. And I will be off next week, but back July 1st. So I'll welcome you then, 2 to 4:30 p.m. Eastern and 6 to 8:30 p.m. UTC. All right, thanks again. Take care. Bye-bye.